to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle. And on Tuesday, we do that with Coach TJ, Terry Johnson Online, all the way from New York City, right here, right now, to bring us the insights, bring us the tea, bring us the receipts, whatever you want to call them, but everything that you need for social media and digital marketing. So, without further ado, here's TJ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk. Like Fran says, we talk about the marketing tea, the marketing strategy, trends, tricks, what have you, because we're in this AI world and we got to get used to or adjust to the fact that things are changing in marketing. I always say we cannot rely or follow on old advice because it's out there. And here's one thing, people forget when you put something out on the internet, it's just kind of like space junk. It just kind of floats around. It's just still out there and somebody's picking it up. And when I mean somebody new to, say, coming online as far as marketing. And like, what do I do? What do I say? Where do I go? And then they pick up the old space junk floating around. The old, whatever the stuff from NASA 1970. And look at it and go, oh, this is useful. This must be where I need to start. And we're like, no, we're in 2026. We got to do things the way it is now. Why? Because, if you're using the old information, old advice, old tips, it's going to delay your progress. It's going to delay your success because you're going to have to make up the difference of making the mistake of following the old information. And see, there are some people that, they have been in marketing for a long time that they will update old blog posts or old things, but a lot of people don't. They just drop. I call it space junk. It just came to my mind. They just drop it and keep going. Then, hey, it's floating around. Who's going in space to clean up all that junk? Satellites and things we shot into space.
And now they're trying to bring 88,000 of them up there.
They're doing new stuff every day. They're like, well, here's a rocket going up. Here's a satellite. Not every day. You know what I mean? But the stuff is still there. Google it. Space junk. I think it's a thing. So,
Space junk is a thing. Mm-hmm. And so you just introduced us to social media space junk.
Space junk. Yeah, it's there. Because you realize unless the hosting site goes down, and that happens a lot. I've gone some places and people have still had things floating around, and I clicked on it. I was like, oh, this is interesting, and I click on it and it says, sign up for this or do this or whatever, and I do it, and it's like 404. There's nothing there. So that means that the actual pages and site has been taken down. The domain is still there. Space junk.
Right.
So,
and we got Maureen Stevenson joining us this morning. Hey, Maureen.
Good morning, Maureen. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, so there is space junk.
Yeah, this space junk. So we got stuff online that's junk. Nobody's coming behind it, cleaning it up, going, oh, that's old. Let's get rid of this. Let's move it out so there's more space. No, what happens is social media and online is just expanding. Now, space isn't expanding, but the discovery of it, because there are things out there we haven't discovered. But see, here it is. It's like there's nobody coming to clean this stuff up. And you're gonna pick up this junk. And here's another thing I always thought about, that around, in New York City and other places that have lottery, people get scratch off cards or they get the lottery tickets and they just throw them on the ground. I always look at them because I'm like, somebody could make a mistake. But that's junk that people are just throwing away. Put it in the garbage, but it's just laying around attracting people. Me, I'm always on the ground looking for money. I have found a lot of money that way. Cash. I have found money just by keeping my eye on the ground. tons. So I'm just saying, but people throw their lottery tickets away in the heat of the moment. They may not have checked the numbers correctly, or I just pick it up because I'm like, that might be something. Everybody else passes it by as junk. And I'm like, I will take a look and go, oh, that's junk, and then maybe I'll throw it away properly. But I'm just saying that those are the things that's happening, especially with social media, is that because it's like, well, everybody should know about social media. Don't you know about social media? Yeah, but things are changing.
Wow, have things changed?
Things change.
They have changed. And I look, some of the people you and I follow, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, some of those people that I remember in the early days, especially with Google Plus, I was like, what happened to this person? What happened to that person? Some of them are still in the game, but some of them have dropped the junk and their stuff is still floating around, and they sound knowledgeable because they were at that time. Google Plus was 2020, 2015. I can't remember the date, but
yeah,
we don't want that stuff. It's not helpful.
So today we're talking about the entry point.
Yes. So I don't know, how did I get on the space junk? It just jumped into my head. Sorry, but the entry point. But it makes sense as to why I picked up the thread. This is why we talk about marketing and as it changes, because it changes. And I think some people think, well, I'll just pick something, I'll just Google something, or something will just come up. But here's the thing I like about using AI tools, especially like Perplexity, if you're doing research, it kind of picks up recent information. I don't think I've ever gotten yet. I've ever asked it something and it's given me something from 10 years ago. Have anybody noticed that? I just thought of that.
Right. And I think most of the AI tools give you what's recent.
Right.
I remember
I say that because AI is going out on the internet and it's seeing the junk, but it knows it's space junk and it goes, that's junk, and it avoids it.
Right. I remember when it first came out, it told you, we can't get you anything previous to 2023. We don't know nothing before 2023.
Yeah, we don't know nothing. We don't know that stuff. So that's good to know. So there you go. You besides the fact that you have to keep a skeptical eye on facts when it returns to you, but you can pretty much assure that it's going to be recent stuff instead of, say, 2010 or whenever the stuff is, but stuff is out there. But I say that because I'm talking about the entry point, which ties into that. So what do I mean by the entry point? Well, we've been talking about building an asset. We talked about see the content path. So building an asset, you're building your foundation. You're making something that's an asset that's going to work for you. You have to see the content path because you're guiding people on a journey, a customer journey. You have to guide them. You have to be the person the seer. You have to be the seer, the leader, the Pied Piper. You're leading them. Come on over here. I know what I'm talking about. And then you're leading them to something that you have to offer. Because you're a business. You're offering something of value for monetary exchange. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows that, hey, if I come down here with you because you told me this is going to cost $7.99, or this is going to cost $27, or this is going to cost $9.97, whatever it is, you told them before and they're following you. So we got that part. But where does it begin? The entry point. Where does it begin? Where do people get on to that journey with you? It's a lot of places now. A lot of places. It could be YouTube. It could be LinkedIn. It could be here on StreamYard. It could be because StreamYard goes almost everywhere you want to. It's everywhere you want to be. Kind of like, remember that?
Yeah.
Who was that? Visa? Somebody.
Yeah.
But there's an entry point. Could be a podcast on Spotify. because you directed them to join you at the thing, the system. I won't call it a funnel. The system that you set up. You set up a system, whether it's a link in bio, it's a whole complicated funnel, it's a whole complicated, we're not going to get into that, but there's an entry point where they get into the system, where they're seeing the door and you're showing them the door by you making your content. You're making content to get them to come with you. I always, what do I say? The Tupperware party? The party, there's two parties and one party is like everybody's over the house party. We want to go over there, but next door there's a party. It was like wah, wah. Nobody's going there. Why? A part of that is, and I've just read this article this week. I was going to look at it. There's some article in was it the New Yorker or somewhere, and they were talking, I saw this on LinkedIn, they were talking about there's a new thing about taste. Oh, taste is the new something. What they mean is that we're selective about what we want to consume and who we follow and what we see. It happens in fashion, it happens in TV, it happens everywhere. It happens in marketing.
Yeah.
And I say that because I always see people, another thing I'm looking at, how do you get people to buy? Because here's the thing, we talk about, your business being online and you made the content and you set up your little table at the trade show and nobody's stopping. What then? And I just thought about this too. I saw a post, I think it was on Thread somewhere, where somebody took a picture of their little table selling, I forgot what the product was, but they were posting like, oh, you guys told me to buy this table and sell my thing with nobody stopping at the table. And I was like, whoa, lady, it ain't that easy. It seems that easy. Yeah, just get a table and pay your vendor fee and set it up. But there's other things. There's other things involved. It's not that easy. It looks simple. And it is simple, but it's not easy. Simple doesn't mean easy. I think people don't realize that about online, about building a business and getting, and I dropped my iPad. Sorry. Building a business and getting people to buy. There was a story I forgot about. Well, I didn't forget about, but it just popped up to me that it's been a while, a few years, that this young lady was had a following online. Let's say 1 million people. I don't know, it's a big number. This was back, let's say, when it was that about the followers. And she was like, oh, I'm starting a t-shirt line. And, because I have 1 million followers, I'm going to make 1 million sales. Here's my t-shirt. And everybody was like, yeah, we're going to buy it. We're going to buy it. So she, opened the online store or whatever she did and was like, ta-da, the money is just going to roll in. And I think she sold 1 or 2 t-shirts. And she got mad or upset, rightly so, that, you guys said da-da-da-da-da, and I got 1 million followers and you guys should buy. And I think we talked about this a while back, that those people could be bots, because bots don't buy.
Bots do not buy.
Bots don't buy. So here's the thing of, it looks simple, but it's not easy, because, okay, you had 1 million followers and they said they was going to buy. That doesn't mean anything.
No, just like you said, bots don't buy. And even people with good intentions, they may not want the shirt.
But see, she went off the strength of the fact that they said, oh yeah, we're gonna buy. And I always remember this from I've always watched political stuff as a kid, and I think it was there's a political analyst on NBC. I can't remember his name, and he's since passed on. Everybody knew him, and everybody was like, when it's time for the presidential election, everybody was following him. Tim Russert, that was his name, Tim Russert. And he pretty much was, he was knowledgeable, and everything he kind of said came true. Like he would say, well, this person's going to win and that person win. And he would put it up behind facts and experience. And then I think they were talking about polling, because they'll talk about polls. They'll ask people up until the election, who you going to vote for? What you going to do? And and they go, yeah, we're going to vote for so-and-so. Yeah. And, it would be on camera, or they would ask them, they would have posters that would ask them and gauge the numbers. So the people, the candidates running would get a good sense of, okay, how well are they doing? And then when the election happened, so-and-so won instead of the person that was polling well. And I remember Tim Russell said that doesn't mean anything about a poll, because people will say one thing right up until they go in and vote, and something happens and they vote whatever they're going to vote. So you can't tell. You can't rely on a poll. He says never rely on a poll. And he was correct. Because people were like, well, how did this person didn't win? How did that person didn't win? It was like, well, because people say one thing and they do another.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of psychology of, I want to look smart. I want to look like I'm with the popular crowd, or they don't want to say, I don't know. They'll just go with whoever name they heard, whoever's running ads or what. And then when they get in there, they may have done a little study or whatever. And when they get in there and it's time to actually vote, they vote for somebody different. And you go, why? Because that's what human beings do. That's what they do. It happens in politics. It happens in business. That's what I'm saying about the politics.
Because business owners have choice. Everybody has a choice.
Everybody has a choice.
And people will change their minds just because they and sometimes they don't even know why they change their minds.
And who doesn't know that better than a real estate agent? That they will change their mind. They go see their house. Oh, they, the whole, oh, we love it. We let the whoop. When it's time to sign, what happens?
If they have not locked in and made the commitment, oh, can we go see this? Oh, I'm like, we are in contract over here.
And why? It's because people are humans and they do what they do. You cannot predict 100%. Same thing with consumer. This is what the bane of the advertising world was always. What are they thinking and how do we get them to buy? Those are the two things. What are they thinking and how do we get them to buy our product? That was always a thing when I was in meetings and discussions and everything in advertising. That is the thing. How do we get them to buy? It's like herding cats. Like you can't herd a cat.
You better put down some catnip if you want them to come.
You can't get a cat to do what you want. It does, and every cat is different. You cannot make them. Now, dogs might be, a certain breed, but even with cats, if they're in a certain breed, every cat is unique and different and behaves differently. It's one of the things, as pet owners, we go, you cannot wrangle a cat. Don't bet the farm on it.
I see these people put a leash on a cat, try to walk the cat. I'm like, you people are crazy.
Speaking of that real quick, pet owners, there's a lady on Instagram. I see her little reels and she has a dog called Pernell. I'm not sure what breed it is. It's a little white fluffy dog. It's not a poodle, but it's cute. And she's always going out and about in the neighborhood trying to get Pernell. And how I know Pernell, because she's like, Pernell, get in here, Pernell. And the last one I saw, she was in the car trying to get the dog was running down the street and she was like, Pernell, get in this car. And then the neighbors was like, trying to help and everything. But she's turning into some cute content. It's a distraction. I laugh at it. But it's just a funny way that she calls the dog name Pernell. And she's done little skits with, Pernell visiting the dog park and seeing dog. But see, the thing is, she's trying to wrangle that dog and the dog is like, I just want to run free. So one of the videos is like she was talking to the camera and putting on makeup or something. And then because I finally got to see her. So she was doing her hair and whatever. And she put Pernell in a dog sling, like a purse on her shoulder. And she was saying, why Why did she have to do this? So it's really fun content. It's a distraction from the
Yeah,
thing going on.
but you
So.
tuned in.
Oh yeah, she got me the way she called that dog. Like
Right.
Purnell was like, I'ma do what I want.
But she was being her.
Yes.
Purnell is being Purnell.
Purnell
And
I wish I could find one of those little bit. I just happen and see that's the cool thing about Instagram or being online. You will find little funny things like that. Like the last time I think we talked about Punch the Monkey. I won't go into Punch the Monkey.
yes,
Just Google Punch the Monkey. Every month or so there's a thing like that. And I love it because one, the content finds you when you need it. I never search for Purnell. It's just that I go to Instagram and I'm looking at something and Purnell jumps up in front of me, or something else while I'm on Threads. And I've seen people remark, especially about Threads, about the algorithm. They built that algorithm because when they come in during the morning or whenever, here we go to the entry point, whenever they go into the app, they get to see the thing that they need to see. See, that's the one well, there's several, but that's a good thing about the algorithm, because everybody talks about, oh, the algorithm, I'm shadow banned, I'm blah, the stupid algorithm. I'm like, that algorithm is working to give you what you want or what you need. Because I've liked something. I liked one of the Purnell videos, or I watched it completely, or something else. I can't tell you exactly what it is because that's an Instagram secret. That's a YouTube secret. That's a link that LinkedIn changed their algorithm a couple weeks ago. I've seen people talk about that. Those are internal secrets, but they are making that algorithm work hard to help you, to make you happy and give you more. And then I think it's doing a great job because I don't see any of the stuff that I don't want to see.
Right, because they found out that if you give people what they want, they will keep coming back.
Yes.
And apparently the people did not want friends and family.
No, because they say they want it back to, the political stuff and the poll and relying on what people say and what they do, two different things. But that algorithm is finding its way and going, I know how to give you what you want and it has nothing to do with likes and followers. Again, nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with likes and followers. But for some reason, but I know why. It's a vanity thing. Is that, oh, look at all the followers I have. Look at all the likes. And we talked about it. I've told you that you don't have to get likes and followers, but when that cash register sings, ding, and I'm seeing people talk about it online. Where did that sale come from? Nobody liked my content. Nobody commented. They don't have to like and comment. We're not in that era anymore. People are silently consuming.
I like that. The silent consumers. There are people who are buying and some people are not going to like your stuff. They don't want to talk to you. Just give me the shoes.
But you don't want them. Why do you want everybody? It's a vanity thing. It's a run high school. Look at me. I'm the popular cheerleader. Didn't we leave that behind?
Yeah. And
you want the people that are going to buy.
I'm a silent consumer. I will not tell you. I don't want to do the survey at the end and all that. Just let me buy the shoes or the pencil or whatever I want to buy. I want to get in, buy it, and go. I don't want to interact. And that's not my vibe.
I talk about all the content I see online, the threads and whatever. Rarely do I like it or comment, but I know it. It's in here because they made content that got in here. I don't have to like it. And I know that I don't have to like it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And here's the other key. If you ask people to like, they will. They will. Because that's the thing on YouTube. I'll watch something, oh, this is good. Until they say like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I'll double check and go, oh, yeah, let me like. Because I'm like, the view is the thing that matters. The consuming and the 100% consumption. because YouTube uses that as a interest touch. I think I've talked about this, the touches, and it's not following, it's not subscribing, it's not the heart, it's not the like. It is, did you consume? I'm not sure the number. I will say 80%, 75% of the video. Whatever
Right.
YouTube has internal markings of, did they look at this 80%? Check. It's a success. Did they look at 10%? It's not a success. And they use those things to gauge whether they shoot it out to more people.
So here's the thing. I watched something, the guy was talking about this. If you do this with your coffee, something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He had, and the video was 20 minutes long, I think. I was like, dude, get to the point. And I just scrolled over.
Yeah,
and
you scrub through, right?
Right. And it showed where everybody wanted to get to. It was flat line here.
It shows a little mark. If you look at your video, it would show like a little arch of most, I think it was most replayed or most viewed. YouTube will tell you when it is like that. Oh, I think Fran is frozen. Okay, but this is interesting, and this is just findings that that come to me because of the way I use or consume social media. It's different for everybody, but what I'm telling you, there is a way for you to look at that. And then what I love is that I believe on Instagram, the CEO Adam, he comes out and he basically says, Instagram, do this, and people will still get mad with him. He continues to do it, and I love it. Most other CEOs of all the other social media platforms don't do that. They're not going to come out and reveal the secret. They're not going to reveal the secret or whatever. But I think Adam realizes that the more that you feel like you're winning online, like you had a win, like I got through this hurdle, you're going to consume more, be on the platform more, and you're going to post more. And that's what the algorithm wants it. But that's what the platform wants. They want you to stay on. They need the users to stay on. Why? Because I told you about ads. You can run an ad, but if nobody's watching the content, it really doesn't matter because the advertiser's not going to be happy with that. Right?
I don't know what happened,
okay.
but I
was like, oh, you're frozen.
My computer just went. I was like, what is that?
That's what machines do. They just have a monitor.
I was like, wait a minute, why are we gone? So anywho, my whole
but see, we have to talk about these things because you have to get into the mind of the consumer. Why are they doing things? It didn't really, well, it mattered before social media, it mattered, but I think brands could get away with not targeting or personalizing or getting specific about a certain type of segment of the market. They could just blanket the market with here's a commercial. We spent $2 million on this commercial and we're just gonna show it everywhere and it's gonna work and people are just gonna buy. But we're not in that era anymore because of social media, because of personalization, because everybody knows they can get what they want. It's Burger King. Have it your way. That's where we are with social media. You can get the burger the way you want it. Instead of going to McDonald's and you say, okay, I got to get a Big Mac. Well, Big Mac comes with certain things on it. Now, you can ask them, but they didn't put into their marketing, have it your way. And that's how they differentiated themselves from McDonald's. Have it your way. McDonald's was every McDonald's is the same. Burger King came and said, everybody's different. You might not want pickles. Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, whatever. Burger King came in and said, have it your way, because you're you. And we'll give it to you the way you want it. So social media has done that. I get entertainment the way I want it, when I want it. I don't have to wait for Thursday night. What was it? Must see TV. And if you weren't there at 8:00 to watch the Cosby Show, you missed it because everybody was talking about the Cosby Show or Game of Thrones or whatever was popular. before you could record, before you had streaming, before you could decide, I'm going to watch this on the weekend. Now, the other side of that, you got to avoid social media because I watched The Pit. So I'm like, if I haven't watched The Pit on Thursday night, I got to avoid social media because people are talking about that show. So I got to go, all right, I don't want to be spoiled. So I got to avoid it. But those are the trade-offs. I get to watch it when I want. You see, that's how everything is working out. So that makes it complicated to figure out what the consumer is doing. But we can do it with a little work. I believe I have to finish watching. I think Gary Vaynerchuk had a video out this week or last week, and he was talking about, he always talks about making content and this and that. And I think he was he was doing a speech, and he was telling, or he was at a conference, speaker at a conference, and he was telling people that he does, oh my goodness, was it? I want to say 400 pieces of content or some outrageous number. Or he was going to be on 9 platforms every day, or it was something like that. And the crowd went, we don't want to do that. And he says, well, that's what you have to do. And then he brought up the thing, well, and I do get 8 hours of sleep. He says, I'm not sleeping 1 hour a night. I go to sleep. He says, I get 7-8 hours a night every night. And people was like, how do you do that? And he says, well, yes, I have a team now, but when I started in YouTube, and this was early YouTube, he said it was just me. He said it for like 6-7 years. It was just me on Twitter, on YouTube, on whatever. He was like, if I was flying to a conference or flying to a meeting or flying somewhere overseas or whatever, he says I would get on the flight, I would get some sleep, but then also he says I would be on the phone replying to everybody. He says I would be, and a couple of videos he actually showed himself on the plane looking haggard, but he was on the plane going replying to people. So the point of that is that you can do it if you want to. A lot of people don't want to do it. We want the easy way out. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. And there is an easy way to do it now. You can use AI to cut up all your stuff.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Pick your tool. It doesn't. People have preferences. I say pick whatever one and ask it, I need to do this. Can you do it? Or show me where to go to get it done. And it says, okay.
Because you can take one piece of content and have it clipped. You can have it put into a podcast. You can have it put into a blog post. You can put it in a social post. You can put it on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. And that's how he's doing that, because AI is helping his team now.
Yes. AI is helping his team. So I think that's why he was saying that he was going to do, I want to say 400 pieces of content a day. That might not be right. I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of things going on. But his point was that you have to make more content than you think you have to do. Because he says the days that, you make one post a day, that's not going to cut it.
And it's when you say content, it could be a note. You know what I mean? It could be just a little square post, because he had something out. And it was a one-liner.
Yes.
And it was out. And then on another piece, there's the YouTube, which was a longer piece. Then there was maybe a LinkedIn article, which was it was typed. Right. And then there was something else. There's all these different types of pieces.
Right. And he's not doing that. He has help. He has a writer that and this is his system. He does a speech. At an event, he's a speaker, and he gets $250K and up per speech, and that's all he does. Or he has his video person follow him around during his day. That's all he does. He doesn't sit down and go, well, let me get a set and let me get the lights and people think that I got to do a production like you're doing a Pepsi commercial.
This last video he was on, and it wasn't even his event. He was on somebody else's event, right? And so he's sitting on stage, and we got people walking through the shot. We got people.
That doesn't matter to him.
He got people move. There are people moving the camera. So while because somebody in the audience asked a question, so they're gonna swing the camera around to the person in the audience, and it's jumping and jumping and do it. He did not care.
He doesn't matter about that. He doesn't matter. Why? Because the content. And this is all ties into the entry point of he's not running around doing 400 things. He's doing one thing. Being scheduled, a tight schedule of running these companies and speaking, making it fit. He has a person to help him with that. Now, we're not saying that he's doing it now. I'm just saying that he did. It was a point where he did do it all, made the content growth, and then got to the point where I can hire a team. I can hire a videographer. But you're not there yet. Everybody's thinking that they're Beyonce. You're not Beyonce, not Michael Jackson. You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta now come out. And it's like, where do I find the time? That was the thing from the video. Where do I find the time? He was like, AI.
Yes.
You're upset about AI. AI is gonna take those tasks away from you.
He said he hired a journalist that takes his whatever he's done.
He has the guy that I'm not sure if it's the same guy that writes his books, but he has people that their job is a journalist or a writer or a ghostwriter or whatever, and they do the work for him. They listen to his speeches, and then they may have a meeting. He's shown this process also. He may have a meeting with them if he needs to put some things, a blog post on LinkedIn. They will ask him questions, It takes like 15, 20 minutes. And he's like, okay, you got everything you need done. Because he gives that person the job of writing the content for him. And
and what we're saying is you can either hire a journalist or you can pay the $20 a month and get you a journalist.
Yeah. AI can be your journalist. Now, the thing is, how we've talked about this, how to make it sound like you is the process. AI is evolving. It's not the same AI from November 2022. You don't have to sit down and, I gotta make this thing work. You can have a simple conversation with it, tell it what you want, and say, make a brand voice. I've done this. I've taken somebody's website and put it in and said, I need a brand voice guide. I forgot what I said, brand voice guide, or it doesn't, the exact wording doesn't matter, because it will get what you infer, and you can have a conversation with it if it doesn't. But I said I need a brand voice guide because I want somebody to make content for this company. And took the website and said, here's your brand voice guide, a document that I could take if I wanted to go from ChatGPT to Claude, which everybody's doing now. I could go over to Claude and say, here's the brand voice document. Please make content that adheres to the, you say it however you need to say it.
Yeah.
You can say it 1,000 ways. There's no perfect way. There's no, if I don't say it this way. No, it's your coach, it's your mentor, it's your guide, it's your advisor, it's your researcher, it's your assistant. It makes your emails, all of that stuff.
And it can help you with an entry point. It can help you create what you need.
You tell it what you want, and it will say, okay, your entry point, you need to be on LinkedIn. Here's 5 LinkedIn posts in your voice. And then you just look at it, read it, and go, well, 1 or 2 lines I don't like. Can you take this line and make it better? Sure. Makes it better. Then you paste it and go, or schedule it and go, or however the process. But you're going to work on that one time. You're not going to rebuild the house every time you go to AI. See?
And it will create versions, one for Substack, one for LinkedIn, one for Instagram, one for Facebook, and it'll give all of that to you in one conversation.
Yes, and these are the paid. You have to get I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get the paid version of the tools. The free is fine, but for this, what we're talking about, you need the paid version and you need the memory on. A lot of people go, I don't keep the memory because I don't want it. I was like, well, you're rebuilding the house every time you pull up a check. Why?
I'm like,
Let me
oh
build
my gosh.
every day. I'm building this house. Oh, why? Why?
And you
I
tear the
think
wall down and then come
it's
back up and put
I
another
think
wall
it's
up.
fear over the privacy, and they're watching me. If you
Okay.
walk down the street, they already got your face recognition. They've already got you. If you drive a car and you got in a ticket and you go, how did I get, there's cameras everywhere that took a picture of your license and they said, oh, you did XYZ, you broke this motoring law, this motor law, this road law, whatever. Here's your ticket.
Right. And then and back in the 70s and stuff, you gave away your privacy when you tried to win the car at the mall.
Yeah, when you entered into the sweepstakes to win this car, win this gift, win this thing, you just didn't know it. So I mean, I'm not happy about it, but we're already in the soup. We're already in it.
It's
Did you
like
go to the airport? We're already in it. It's already, we are in it. So to complain about, well, I don't want it to have I don't want it to know. It already knows. Already knows. We're already there. So we can't fight it. But now we have to swim in this tide until we get what we need and hopefully get in a better place. But that's another discussion. So everybody knows what's going on. All right, so this entry point, and it's because this content everywhere, everybody's being seen. I don't know if I posted it today, but I was gonna make a post about everybody being hold on, let me see, let me read it because I'm trying to remember. I got so many things. Real quick. Oh, here we go. Where is it? Oh, a lot of people want more visibility online. They're already being seen and not being chosen. You're already being seen. You're just not being chosen by the people that you want to be chosen by. And you got to be okay with that. Because that means I'm online, I'm making content, something's broken, something's wrong. What is it? And here's another thing. Use your AI and say, here are my last couple of posts. I'm not being seen. I'm not being fill in the blank of what you want and say, what's the matter? What's wrong? And then it'll tell you. And then you say, well, how do I fix it? And it'll tell you what to do. Isn't that great?
Right. So you're not by yourself anymore.
No.
Even, okay, because when people talk about solopreneurs, there is no such thing, but you always, because you had to try and hire somebody to do your copy, your content, your blah, 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 blah. You have a digital assistant that can help you with that and tell you why it's not working. Just like TJ said, they'll tell you, well, this would probably produce better if you did this or said this.
And if you do another step of looking at your analytics, whatever platform, I've done this for YouTube. Look at your analytics, do a screenshot and say, hey, these are this is the analytics on my last YouTube video. What's wrong? How do I get more views? And it'll look at it and tell you what to do. Because remember, we said earlier in the show that these tools, they get the latest information. So AI has the latest information about a YouTube strategy or the best Instagram strategy or the best LinkedIn strategy for growth, for visibility, for getting customers, for getting sales, for whatever. You have to tell it what you want. You have to tell it. Not calling, it doesn't read the mind. Not yet. But you tell it. Here's the situation. This is what I want. How do I get it? And it says, yeah, this is how you do it. Step 1, step 2, step. We're still in the era of, well, this platform is that. And I was like, I don't care what platform it is. Mm-hmm. You guys care about that. I don't. I'm like, I like the one that I've trained. Yeah, right. I don't like what the owners are doing. Well, how can I fix that? You're on Facebook. Here's the thing. Remember, they've always talked about Facebook and Meta. And I'm deleting and leaving and this and that, but you're still there. You don't like Mark Zuckerberg. You don't like Adam. You don't like, but you're still there. See?
Because whatever their platform is works for you.
Yeah, people are there. Your family is there. Your friends is there. News is there. Gossip is there. Entertain. Whatever the thing is that is attracting you is there. And they know it. They know it. But still, you're, well, okay, well, Mark Zuckerberg, and he did this, and he did this, and he gave money, and this person gave money, and that person is this, and that person is that. Yes, true, but you're still using the platform. Why? Because everybody is there. Are they leaving? No. So we have to learn how to work with the things that, things like that. It doesn't make me happy what they're doing politically or whatever, but how you going to control him? You could say, well, I'm not going to use Facebook anymore. Well, you're not paying. So he really is like, okay, sorry to see you go, but there'll be somebody else.
Right.
There's another bus coming. There's another people, and people are always, why is Facebook still around? When there's like, oh, it's for old people, oh, it's this, and Gen Z is not then, Gen Alpha, da, 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 da. But why is it still around?
Because somebody's still punching buttons and still accessing it.
It's still there. It has the biggest user base, but everybody wants to talk about at Facebook, but they're there, eyeballs. And that's what you want. The entry point. You got to get the views. You got to get the visibility. You got to get in front of somebody to say, hey, let me tell you about, or let me tell you a story, or let me show you, or whatever. Just like with Purnell and the dog. I mean, Purnell is the dog. The lady and the dog, Purnell. She's doing content. And I'm pretty sure she may be able to turn that into being an influencer for some pet brand if she's smart, or there might be there's a lot of agencies that they're looking for influencers for, they do the match of the influencer and the brand. They might reach out to her. I'm pretty sure they have, based on what her popularity of views, and what they look at is the engagement rate of, did they watch the entire reel? Or did they, a like? They don't do like, the brands aren't looking for likes and, I got 10,000 likes on my last content. So how, what was the engagement rate? What was the watch time? Did they watch 80% of your reels, or did they watch 100%? Those are the things that you can take to a brand and say, these are my people. I'm getting this kind of engagement rate on my content. Let's talk numbers. And they go, okay. But if you come up with, well, I got 1 million followers, so that doesn't mean anything. Because why? Bots are in there, uninterested people, silent lurkers, silent buyers. They're not activated. But if you got consistent watch time, and this is not just YouTube, this is any video platform. If they're watching your content all the way through, remember Fran said about scrubbing the first 10 minutes, like, dude, get to the point. I do it too. I'm like, there's one person I watch, I know exactly when they're going, because they have an intro. I'm like, I'm sick of this intro. Stop introducing yourself in every video. Put a link in the bottom. Want to know about me? Put a link in the description, and get to the point of, you said this on the title and the thumbnail. Get to it. I think a lot of people do that because they're like, well, my video got to be 20 minutes. No, you can do a short, but they have to watch all of the short. You can do a 5-minute video, but they have to watch all of it.
I want the 8-minute version of whatever you got to say.
And you could say, and who said they can't do it is you're not being truthful, because you stand by.
Mm-hmm. It can be done. And there are some now on the weekends, I might do a 1.5 hour video while it's playing in the background.
Yes, it depends. Right. It depends on the content, it depends on the channel, it depends on what you're doing, like in the background. Now, here's the thing. You could do the 20-minute video because, like, oh, it takes me 20 minutes to say about whatever, but chop it up. Part 1, part 2, part series content is very popular now. Part 1, part 2, 10 parts. And then don't tell you, oh, who's gonna watch 10 parts? Risa Tita. I think she has 70 parts.
And you know, because you want to know what happened next, come back and she probably ain't
Mhm.
putting she's not putting a intro on every video. We're just picking up from last time, and you know what I mean, just get to the point.
Yeah. Because what's going to happen is that people are going to, they know if the intro is 2 minutes, they're going to skip that 2 minutes and go. Now, if they skip the 2 minutes and then watch the entire rest of it, that's a signal to YouTube and stuff, because they're like, okay, your suggestion might be you don't need the intro because people want to hear what you have to say. They just don't like your intro. And see,
Right,
all of those things are in the analytics of
right,
and see, YouTube does that because they want you to make content, but you have to feel good about making the content. You have to feel like a success or you had a win.
right. Because there are some videos who put like a clip of what you're
Yeah.
going to get
Yes,
at the
they break
beginning.
it. I forgot, what is it? Chapters? Is it called? I think it's called chapters
There are
on YouTube.
chapters, but
Uh-huh.
there's some people who will start out the video with something that's going to happen later on in the video, like they
Yes,
put a
out of
tease.
sync. Yes,
They put a
the
tease.
meaty part, that's especially if they're doing an interview, the meaty part of what the interviewee said, like a little clip of it, and they put it at the beginning, a teaser.
They put
They
the
do the
tease up in
tease.
front.
And here's another thing. Remember Shannon Sharp, when Shannon did his Cat Williams? How did he get everybody? And it was maybe 2 hours. His stuff is 2 hours or 2.5 hours. How did he get everybody to come over YouTube and watch the whole 2.5 hours? It was a clip on Instagram, a clip on Facebook, a clip somewhere. And
And it was
not
just a little
one clip, clip,
that girl
clip.
with Cat Williams telling the spilling tea, showing receipts, and doing stuff, and
That
so
thing was clipped so many times. Those clips was floating around, and it's because the clip was so intriguing. You're like, well, what kind of conversation is this? What is he saying? What else is he saying? See how that anticipation of it. So you can do the 2 hour or the 20 minute. Just don't upload. Well, I'm gonna put the whole 20 because you're gonna sink your watch time. So, like Fran said, you clip a meaty or a tasty, punchy part, put it at the beginning, and then go into your intro and then go into it. Or you can even break it up into a series, part 1, part 2. And if you need help with this, you always go to your AI and saying, how do I make this? You could say, how do I get people to watch the whole thing because YouTube values 100% watch time? Or how do I break this up into a storytelling series where people would be intrigued at the end and want to see the next piece? You could say this so many ways, but you need to say it to the AI and then work with it and then get your idea from that. So,
look, there it and it works.
yeah,
There is an AI storytelling channel about Bumpy Johnson, the guy
the gangst, yeah.
from
How all them?
the American Gangster,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They take one scene, one picture, and then they tell a story for about an hour. Just a story. I don't know if the stories are true or not, but and they are reading. They're telling this story like a storyteller,
Yeah.
and you get intrigued about what's going to happen next. And there's no video. It's just one
Picture. And then who would that appeal to? Say somebody who listens to podcasts, or like you said, do you doing other work and you don't need, it's a picture, you don't need to see it, but you're listening. You're over there listening. I do that a lot too. I'm like, I'm listening.
It
I'm listening.
reminds you of the old radio hour where
Yes.
you're listening and you're using your imagination as
Yes.
to what
Because
could be
years
happening.
ago, there was some guy, I can't remember his name, but if you had a long distance trip or you were in a car or whatever, they would play this on the radio and he would tell a story. I can't read. Oh, it's so long ago when I was a kid. But this guy was so popular and he was just telling a story. There's no visual, there was no screen in the car. It was just, the audio of it. And he would talk about a story, the story of of somebody and the thing that they went through, and they overcame this hardship and they become this and that. But it was the way that he told the story, and that works.
And I'm
Right now,
telling
you
you,
would put that on YouTube, like Fran said, with a picture.
one picture, and I was like, oh my goodness, because and then you don't want to leave the house, and or because you have to transfer it over to your phone to
Right.
put it.
Yeah.
So you're like, I wonder what's happening next. And it's an actual story. Like I said, I don't know if the content is true, but they took license or poetic license and told this story. And the thing was, the person was an excellent storyteller. You
That's the
know,
key.
it was a rainy evening on Lennox, in the sky, in the penthouse of the Lennox apartments, and blah 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 blah. And he's telling this story, and I'm like, dang, this sounds good.
See, I told you the content finds you when you need it. When you need certain content, it will find you. I don't worry about missing things, because people are like, oh, if I'm not on Threads, or I'm not on Instagram, I'm gonna miss it. No, you're not, because you're gonna come in whenever you come, the entry point of whatever app, and you're gonna find it. Trust me, I see it every day with Threads. When I go into Threads, boom, the first thing that comes, because it refreshes, the first thing that comes up, I'm like, I needed to see that. I needed to read that. I needed to hear that. I needed to follow that. It was something interesting, because Threads will throw up people that I'm not following. And they gauge, okay, did she tap on it? Did she look at part 1, 2? And I've seen some threads that were like 17 parts. Did she tap on each part? Well, then the next time that person makes another post that maybe 1 or 2, when you come back into the app, I'm going to show it to you, because you interacted. See, here's the interaction, not the like, not the follow, the interaction of, did you tap? Did you watch it all the way? Did you interact with it in some way? And each platform has a different rule, the algorithm set up of what they value the most. See? And how are you going to figure that out? You're going to have to just make all kind of different content. This is the thing Gary was saying about being on 9, 10 platforms every day, 400 pieces of content every day. What he means is that you have to throw it out to test it, to get the analytics to tell you what worked out of 10 things that you do every day. Different types of content styles, or different types of posting, what worked. And then you can say, well, I don't have to do 10 different things a day. I could do 1 or 2. Why? Because you put the content out, and you
it's
looked at the analytics.
attention. It's attention.
Yeah.
That is this whole thing is attention. When you put it out, who's turning to look? And they look. And oh, what did he say? And oh, he said something else. And so you're looking to see what was said.
Right.
He was literally turning heads. His stuff, when it pops up, people are what is that, like E.F. Hutton? You turn in the link. What is he saying?
Right.
And that's what you do here. Go ahead.
So that's a little bit about the entry, creating the entry points. I really wanted to say a couple things. You don't need to create entry points everywhere. You just need one primary discovery platform. So this is what my assistant says. So YouTube, best for search and long-term discovery. Pinterest, best for evergreen traffic. Instagram, best for fast visibility and emotional connection. Substack, best for writing owned audience. Now, I did not ask about Facebook and LinkedIn. I can go back in and ask her what that is, but that's what it's about. We're not saying you're not going to do a Gary V and be on 9, because you're not the marathon runner yet. You're not Michael Jackson, Beyonce yet, but you can be that by saying, let me start with 1 and let me go all out and test, throw everything at it. Throw all kind of posts, one-liners, graphics, infographics, a quick video, a long video, a long blog post, a short blog. Throw it at the platform, see what works, see what people interact with, and then look at your analytics, and then that'll tell you, okay, Substack, I need to do notes. And you do notes. And then throw in another platform. Okay, now let me move to Instagram. and look at it and go, okay, Instagram, I need to make reels about this. And then now you're locked in to, I don't have to make 20 different things. I can make 1 or 2 things and make it easy on myself.
And then he also said, if somebody says something you don't like, ignore it. Because he says, I have empathy. He says, if somebody comes back really badly after he's written something, he says, I have empathy for them. They must be hurting about something. Something is going on with them. You understand? And he doesn't take it personally.
He doesn't take it personally because this is because he has a goal that he's working on. And he's like, well, I know everybody's not going to like me. I know that people are going to say, oh, you say the same thing over and over. And he does, but he says it over and over in different ways, in different formats and everything, because it's something that you need to get. And also there's a new person coming on to the internet every few seconds that needs to hear it. See, right. You've heard it. And you watch them all this time, but you instead of implementing what he said, you're coming back with, oh, you just say the same thing all the time. Well, you haven't worked on it. You haven't applied it because you're here.
Obviously.
You haven't applied it. What did you say? You got to go do. You learn and then do.
Learn it and then go do it. You can't let it sit on the shelf collecting dust. Oh yeah, I have that. I have that program. Okay, but you're not using it.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, and thank you for bringing it up, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, somebody's gonna, so you block them, delete them, ignore them. What's your goal for being online? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind and keep going. And the people that don't like the content or whatever, poof, they're gone.
And it's okay. And he does not spend time on them trying to straighten them out or address them, whatever. He just like, okay, they're having a bad day.
It's about giving out information that he said people need this information.
They do.
People need the information, and that's what it's about. It's not about the person that comes to complain or whatever. And like you said, he says that person is unhappy. Something's going on with them, and I have empathy. He does. He has empathy for them, but you're not going to stop my show. You're not going to stop me. And that's the attitude to have. So think about your entry point. You don't want to have, even though Gary says he's going to be on 10 platforms, that's him. And I'm like, good for you, dude. But I'm not doing 10 platforms.
You have to, and see, you said it before, you're not Beyonce, you're not Michael Jackson. You don't have to do that. You just need to do what you need to do for the community or the arena that you're in.
Helpful information, helpful content that's going to help others, because you're going to become memorable. You're going to be trustworthy. You're building a customer relationship journey. And then when they're ready, we talked about this also, they might not be ready the first time they see you. They might not be ready on the 10th time they see you, but there's going to be a time when they're ready and you're going to be top of mind, and they're going to know exactly where to go to get in touch with you to buy the thing that you're talking about.
Yep.
And you're going to go, where did this come from? It came from you being consistent and trustworthy and building trust and being someone who had helpful content, who answered the call that they needed, solved the problem that they had, and they're ready. They have to be ready. You cannot make them buy when they're not ready. And a lot of people are doing that. They're trying to, well, I'm online, I'm on social media, I got my stand store. How come they're not buying? Well, something's wrong. They're not ready, or your product or item isn't working for them, or isn't a match, and that's okay.
Keep doing your thing. Well, you're not giving them what they want. You're offering something they didn't ask for.
Back to the drawing board.
There's a whole lot of reasons why something is not selling.
Back to the drawing board. Look at the reviews on Amazon or something similar to your book or your item or whatever. Look at the reviews and say, this person is offering, or they did this, or in the reviews, people will say, well, this was a good book, but it didn't answer my question of. You say, hey, I got the stuff to answer that question, and you make it. See? That's how it is. We're in the information age. Please use the information. Make it work for you. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. There's confusion, overwhelming. You're trying to be visible. You're trying to do all of the things, and then you have to run your business. But you have an assistant that can help, especially with content, with the planning of it, the strategy of it, the why of it. How do I make it better, faster, stronger? You're the $6 million man now with the AI tool.
Mm-hmm. That costs you $20 a month.
Yes. And use it. Well, how do I use it? Just get in there and just ask it something. Say, I had a thought about da 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 da. What do you think? And let it go. And you're having a back and forth refinement. So just use it.
Use the tools, people. Use the tools.
Yes.
This was good, TJ.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried.
You do. So we want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. Now, you can connect with TJ on
all kinds of StreamYard tools.
Right. And you can go to terryjohnsononline.com. And I think there was somewhere else to put.
There's a little QR code we got. That's new. We got I forgot what else we got. We got stuff.
So all right, here you go. Scan the QR code right up there on the top left, and you can connect with terryjohnsononline.com and get on her list and ask her questions so that you can get what you need to get.
Exactly. If you need to know how to use that, if you're on a desktop, just do a screenshot.
Yep.
And then
do
scan
a screenshot
later.
Yep. And then if you want to learn how to do the AI stuff, you can ask her that too, because we will do an AI session with you if you need help. So when you're asking that question, ask her that as well.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already done it, become a part of the Bizchicks community. Let me get back over on this one. Just go to bizchicks.net. We made it easy for you. Go to bizchicks.net and join in there. We are updating our text service thing. So so when it's finished, we'll put it back up. But right now, go to bizchicks.net and click over there. We got stuff going on over there. We're cleaning house and fixing stuff, and so that you can get connected. So again, got questions? Scan the QR code up at the top for TJ. She will help you find the answer to what you need, especially.
Don't forget to text the Bizchicks. Text the Bizchicks.
Yes.
33777.
Text Biz to 33777. We are upgrading our system over there. So we thank you for tuning in today. Looking forward to seeing you next time and on Friday for Tech Life Weekly. And we're going to let Brittany, our other assistant, take it away.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a good week.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.